Okay, so the question here I've got is a similar one to you'll have. Just as find the region that satisfies the inequalities given below, and you've got 2x plus 4, y is less than 8, y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 4, and x is greater than 0, and y is greater than 0 as well. First one to look at is x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, because they're the easiest to have a look at. So x is greater than 0, we know x equals 0 on the y-axis. If you look down on the y-axis, that is a point where x equals 0 at all those points on there. So that is the line there. Now remember, when you've got a just greater than sign or just a less than sign, it's a dotted line rather than a full line. I'm just going to put the full one down and I'll draw that with a ruler. And just to show that, you've now got that line going down there, dotted line, showing it's just greater than. And similar for when y is greater than 0, you've also got, that's when it's on the x-axis, so similar thing for the y is greater than 0 as well. So that's that line. We've drawn it exactly as we would for a normal line, like x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. But just because it's an inequality, we've just done the dotted line to show that as well. And we know that on this side of the y-axis, just put those on now, we know that that's not going to work because any point over there, that's when it's not going to work for the inequality of x greater than 0. X greater than 0, 1, 2, all these points on this point side here. Same for y is greater than 0, it's not going to be anything below the x-axis, because we know that anything below the x-axis is when y is going to be less than 0, so that's not going to work. Next one we've got, I'm going to look at this one next. We've got y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 4. Now, I'm just going to draw the line for y equals 2x minus 4. And then we're going to see which side of the line y is greater than that will lie on. And we'll do a similar thing to what we've done with the x greater than 0 and y is greater than 0 as well. So you've got y equals 2x, put on here, y equals 2x minus 4. You could either look at it and say, well, that's a line in form y equals mx plus c. And I know that m is 2 and y is minus 4. Oh, sorry, c is minus 4. So the gradient is 2. So every one it goes across, it's going to go up 2. And we know the y-intercept, so where it crosses the y-axis. Sorry about my videoing skills here, it's absolutely awful, but it should be okay, hopefully. It's going to cross the y-axis at minus 4. So I would plot a point at minus 4 there, and I would also go across 1, up 2, and then across 1, up 2, and that's going to be all your points. Sorry, it wasn't on there, so across 1, up 2, and that's going to be all your points on that line. You only really need 2 or 3 of the points, and then you can just draw a straight line between them because it's a linear graph, so it's a straight line. I'm just going to draw that while I can't really use a ruler at the same time. So again, this one has a greater than or equal to sign, so we can do a full line rather than a dotted line. Let's do it in a second. And there's your line for y equals 2x minus 4. Remember, you could have done as well, if you don't like that method, that's the method I prefer you to because it's quicker and it's showing understanding of the gradient and y-intercept as well. But remember, you can also choose a table as well if you wanted to just have when x is, say, 1, 2, 3, and you can work out what y is going to be at that point by substituting 1, 2, and 3 into the equation. So, for example, when x is 1, you have 2 times 1 is 2, take away 4 is minus 2, so when x is 1, y is going to be minus 2, which works there as well. And you can get 2 or 3 points and then draw that across. But I'm just going to leave it as that now because I prefer you to do this method as well. Now the next one is 2x plus 4y is less than 8. So if we had a line that was 2x plus 4y equals 8, want to know what that line would look like. So remember, the one we would like to use for this one, again you can use a table if you want, but I prefer to use method as well. You can use a cover method. So for example, if I want to work out where it's going to cross the x-axis, that's when y equals 0, so I can cover up that 4y and say, well, 2x equals 8, and we'll work out what x is going to be at that point. So to work out what x is going to be, divide 2 by both sides, x equals 4. Now that means that x is going to equal 4 on the x-axis. So that's going to be a point. So when y equals 0, x equals 4, that's going to be a point on that line there. Similar for the y-axis, we can say 2x plus 4y equals 8. So if I cover up the 2x, so when x is 0, cover up 2x, and have 4y equals 8. 4y equals 8. And then divide both sides by 4. And then get y equals 2, which is going to tell us that it's going to cross the y-axis at 2. And then we could just join those points up. I'm going to put the phone down a second again. And that's going to be that line. Now this one,